tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Oh yeah. Let's get our groove on. This song plays a very important role in tonight's episode of Red Man Society, episode 7, Know Thyself. I'm Heather Cruz, and I am joined with...
Hey guys, I'm Michelle Fee.
Was this not one of the best episodes yet? I would say this every week, but seriously.
It was pretty good.
It was definitely
made me cry.
Good. Oh,
it did. Did you not cry?
I did. No, I'm just not an emotional person.
Oh my god.
All right, when we get to the part that made you cry, you, raise your hand and let us know.
All right, I'll let you know.
Lots of really big, exciting things happen, and I think the first thing we have to just jump right in, we finally got a little bit of Nurse Jackson's background.
Thank God.
Seriously.
It's been way too long.
Way too long, and she has quite the story.
She does. It was very interesting.
Yeah, well, she's suspended. Going back from last week, she switched Charlie's DNA or blood did something.
Test.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She switched it, and so she got suspended. Rightfully so, I think. Would you agree?
No, I agree. I mean, she did do something that's you're not supposed to do at all. You're risking someone else's life here.
Exactly. And even though she kept saying her intentions were good, yes, it's true, but we still can't be breaking the law, Nurse Jackson.
I mean, putting someone's life in danger is pretty...
Exactly.
It's pretty... I mean...
against the law.
Yeah.
Yes. Morally, ethically, legally, it's all wrong. So she got suspended, but we got to see a little bit more of her because of it. We got to see her apartment. She has a niece that we didn't know about.
Yeah. Well, when we were going through, I guess, her story in this episode, I thought she was going to say, oh, I used to be this world-renowned chef. Because she was just cooking.
Yeah, she was cooking
so much good food
Creme
at home.
brulee. She brought out soufflés, soup.
I would have been so happy to be her niece. Can you adopt me?
Please,
I will eat your food every day.
But no, so we found out she was actually a background singer, a professional background singer who toured all around the country.
Yeah.
Which, not surprising, honestly. She seemed, you knew it was going to be something big, a big backstory that she gave up her dreams, to go be a nurse. So, honestly, it wasn't surprising to me. Did you think that it was a surprise?
I did, because I didn't think, I don't want to say I didn't think Octavia Spencer can't sing, but I just didn't know she could sing.
And speaking of, she actually sang during this episode that song, Midnight Train to Georgia.
Right. It was great.
Yeah, the backstory, honestly, I am so glad that we finally got a chance. We've seen Leo, we've seen, not Emma, who else have we seen?
Ciara.
Oh, definitely Ciara.
Dash.
A lot of Geordi, a little bit of Dash.
Yeah.
Mick Andrews, we got a little bit of his background story last week, his past lover.
Maybe more.
Right. See, I was really disappointed she wasn't in this episode. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, same here. I was like, where are you, Mandy Moore?
No, well, we found, the heartbreaking thing about Nurse Jackson's story is she lost her sister.
Yeah.
And she ended up having to give up a lot to help raise her young niece.
That made me cry.
That's the part that raised your hand.
That made me cry.
That was really, really sweet.
It was really sweet, but it was so sad at the same time. Imagine giving up your dream to take care of your family.
I don't think she had any regrets either.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
I mean, it was her niece that was really pushing her, hey, show us that you can sing again. Take Nurse Kenji and Nurse Brittany to drunk Brittany was hilarious.
She was great.
Take them to the karaoke bar. Show us what you can got, and she has still got it.
Yeah.
And really, it was the niece who decided, let's get maybe the suspension was a good thing. Maybe it's time to give up nursing and follow your real dreams now that I'm older and in college now. And
and that she can take care of herself.
Exactly. So, do you think she'll do it? Maybe we should save that for predictions.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Well, either way, I am so glad that we finally got a little glimpse into Nurse Jackson's life. She had an amazing career. She had a really heartbreaking situation, but it was nice to finally get to know a little bit about her. Now, a new character that I want to get to know a lot about is Hunter.
Yeah. You mean
Seriously.
the Francisco lookalike?
Francisco had a part in this episode. Did you not know that?
I didn't. That's probably why he's not here today. He was filming.
He's such a big star now.
He was filming.
No, Hunter is this mysterious guy who just popped out of nowhere last week and is causing all kinds of trouble.
And he's so dramatic.
Oh my gosh, so
He's
ridiculously
like this
dramatic.
brooding, like, guy that just came out of nowhere. Stealing people's hearts.
You're gonna die alone. Like all these moments right in the face. Ciara's all scared.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, what he said was true, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like, was that really necessary to tell them, though? Like, sure, everyone knows that they die alone, but it's like, you don't need to tell someone that.
Right, exactly. The thing about Hunter is, we found out last episode that he was kind of a liar. He lied about all kinds of things. So even in this episode, I'm like, is what he's saying true? Like, I don't really know if he's telling us the truth right now with the story about the motorcycle, why he didn't get a liver. Is a liver even the problem? But I guess it is.
Yeah, well, judging by next week's episode, or the preview, it looks like the liver is.
We will get there.
We will get there.
But yes, Hunter takes the gang. Well, first of all, they were trying to write a letter to whomever it may concern about Nurse Jackson's suspension, which I thought was really, really sweet. Even Ciara got involved to write this letter. They realized they really do need Nurse Jackson, even though she's kind of a pain, getting them to all their appointments and stuff.
Yeah.
They need her.
But speaking of that letter, it was very reminiscent of the Breakfast Club, and I really liked that. I thought it was so cute.
Except they dismantled halfway through.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right.
They went off on a little tangent, but they came back.
Yeah, they did. It was a really heartfelt letter.
I feel like all of this, like the Red Band Society, and they have these secret meetings, it's very, very Breakfast Club-esque.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, I like it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, no, I'm totally fine with it.
Anyway, so Hunter decides that writing a letter is not a good idea, and he wants to go take some of the gang on an adventure. Leo and Emma go off on their own little adventure. We'll get into that. But Hunter takes the gang to a very secret place. He takes them to go watch surgery.
Very scary. I mean, had I known that, if I was in that situation and I knew that's where we were going, I would have been like, see you later, guys. Like,
peace
out.
Shell's peacing out.
I can't deal with that stuff.
No, I think we talked about this, like, when we were watching. Like, I'd be more afraid of getting caught, like, breaking the rules. This is totally, like, I'm a homebody. Like, I am a goody two-shoes. Like, I hate breaking the rules. I hate being in trouble, so that would be, like, my thing. I'd be like, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, no.
But for you, it would be the blood.
It would be the blood. Yeah.
But if there was no blood, she's the rebel of the two of us, just so you know.
Yeah. But I thought, like, during that period, what was funny was when Geordi and Dash had their little moment in, I don't know, like some room. And Geordi had said, I wish I'd never put on the red band in the first place. What do you think he meant by that? He didn't really explain himself, I don't think.
I think he's really, really upset at the fact that Leo and Emma are together. And rightfully so, because Emma kind of led Geordi on in a big way.
Yeah.
And so he's really upset because his roommate / friend that he had really kind of stabbed him in the back, took his girl that he was moving in on, and it kind of got left in the dust on that one. So I don't blame him. I think he's just really upset, not necessarily at Dash or Ciara or anybody except for those two.
Just the situation.
Just the situation. So, but I mean,
that's true.
If he was really upset, he wouldn't have gone on an adventure. He wouldn't have come to the meeting.
That's very true.
So they're just teenagers.
Yeah, you're right.
They just have their moments.
You're right. They do.
Besides, Dash is like that character that's like everybody's friend, you know? Like, Leo and Geordi kind of have their beef, and then Ciara and Emma have their beef, but like, Dash is the center character who's just like friends with everybody.
Yeah, he's like the middleman, the voice of reason.
I'm pretty sure he's not going to be friends with Hunter, though. I feel like they're going to clash, because
he was against
everything that Hunter said, although he went along with it.
Yeah, he did, you're right. But I think he went out of curiosity, though.
Yeah.
I don't think he went
or more of like, I'm gonna be here by myself, you know?
Right. Yeah, I don't foresee them being friends at all.
No.
And Hunter is he's very mysterious.
I know, I want to know more about him.
I don't think they should get close to him. I don't know.
I'm really glad that they introduced a new character, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's really fun to get to know the main 5 characters, but it's nice to have a little action for some other characters. And I'm going to foreshadow here, but Ciara and Hunter, okay, it's going to happen.
I'm sure it's going to happen.
She was even saying, I love that part when she was like, just so you know, I will not have sex with you unless you ask. And then I could be persuaded. Like, that was so funny to me.
She knows she wants it.
Oh, she totally does.
Like,
I want it to happen too. I don't know why. I have a soft spot for Ciara, even though she's a crazy, crazy person.
Oh, yeah.
I like her.
I think deep down inside, she's a really good person. She's just, this is her, like, it's her way of, I guess, not trying to get close to anyone to, like, so she doesn't get hurt.
Exactly. But she's been hurt a lot in her life, you know, her mom and her dad. And, this is a little thing we had in the beginning, like, they couldn't even postpone the surgery last week because her dad couldn't be there. So she really is struggling with her parents. And so yeah, I mean, it's hard for her, but she wants to get close in other ways.
In other ways.
In other ways. Why don't we just move on from that?
Yes, let's.
Okay, so Hunter and the gang go do their surgery. They get caught by McAndrews. It's a big scene. And then towards the end, they get in trouble for it. But Leo and Emma do not go on this adventure. They go on their own separate excursion. Leo has friends coming to visit, that's good for Leo.
Yeah, more characters being introduced.
Yes, more characters. They were fleeting characters, but it was still nice. I mean, I do forget that these people, these kids have real lives. Like, and they had said that they'd driven a few hours. So obviously Leo's not from the area, so he doesn't have a lot of family. So it's nice that his friends would come up and actually visit for even a few hours.
Yeah.
So
it is.
They went to lunch, and Leo brought Emma. And this was a probably the most awkward scene of the entire series so far.
I just couldn't stop, like, just cringing because his friend Lauren, she just kept asking questions about Emma's, like, anorexia, and she was being, like, she was prying too much.
Oh,
where it just, like,
much.
Got so rude, where it's like, can you stop talking?
Does anybody really talk like that, though? I mean, like, I get people don't have filters, but does it go to that level? She was saying, like, so you're just, slowly killing yourself. Like, people say that. Really?
She literally had no filter.
None at all. Yeah, I don't know. It was really awkward. But, it got me thinking a lot, too, because when she was really excited to meet some of his friends, and they're like, oh, let's go to lunch. We're starving. But then, like, she's struggling with this, but it's private in her room. Like, what does happen when her family comes, or when people go out in, like, social situations where there's food? Like, that must be really difficult for her. So that was interesting to see that kind of backside of it. And I'm with everybody on this show. I really don't understand, like, the anorexia thing, in general. I understand it's a disease, but it was, I'm with the characters on this one. I don't understand how she could do that to herself. I like food way too much to understand.
Same here.
So that was probably, like I said, the most awkward situation in the whole series so far.
Yeah. And honestly, I was surprised that Leo didn't really stand up for her.
Right.
Even though he does explain himself in the end. Like, he was like, I have the same questions too.
Right.
It was more so of like, well, yeah, but that's your girlfriend, and he kind of just sat there.
Or he could say, like, hey, friends of mine, why don't we lay off and talk about soccer or
something
else?
Or, like, just, like, move the conversation somewhere else. Like, she was just being attacked, and, like, I could feel it, too, and she just was so uncomfortable in that moment.
Yeah.
And when she left, when they got back to the hospital, and she kind of just, like, pieced out and was like, bye, and they were like, why was she being rude? Like you don't know? Being rude. You were being rude about the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I am in full agreement. I felt really, really bad for Emma in that situation, and I wanted Leo to jump in and say something and be the knight in shining armor that he has been this whole series. But when it comes to Emma, there's like this, I don't even know. I don't want to call it a wall because he's open with her, but there's like this, he's just not himself. Like, he can't be that hero guy, you know?
I think it's because she's a very sensitive person, I feel, and I think he just doesn't want to overstep his bounds with that. So maybe that's why he, like, gets really weird around her. And speaking of, I guess, being weird, at the end of their story, I guess, when Lauren and Emma meet back up again, and Lauren was just kind of telling Emma, like, oh, like, he's a really good guy, don't let him go. Did you get that feeling that there was something more else?
Yes. Like, hey, I lost him, or hey, because she was just like, he's funny, he's nice,
he's cute.
Yeah. There's more to this story, and I really hope they get into it. Not that Leo needs another triangle to be a part of.
Oh yeah.
But it is fun to see a little dynamic. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a backstory.
And I'm really, really, really happy too. Like, towards the end, like, after that conversation, even though they obviously, like, don't like each other or whatever, Emma came back and did realize that maybe she does need to change. And maybe this whole time, all she needed to change was a reason, you know, other than herself.
That's true.
Leo, she went in and saw the marshmallow candies and was like, can I have some?
Yeah.
She took the tiniest bite. Like a little fairy bite.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, but still, that's an improvement. She wouldn't even touch the lettuce at lunch, so
she's trying.
She's trying for a good cause, I guess. I don't know.
For a good kind of. I feel a little mixed between this.
Me too, because I feel like it should be for herself.
Yes, I do too, because it's like you shouldn't change for a guy.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But if that's the reason that gets her better.
Yeah. And he does want her to get better.
Yeah.
So hopefully it doesn't go to waste. You know what I mean?
And he was like pretty straightforward with her, which, by the way, we were trying to think about how many days this had been so far. No more than like a week or whatever.
Right.
Their week-long relationship here.
Yeah. And with Ciara running around after her pacemaker surgery.
Who gets a pacemaker and is running around a hospital?
People on TV do.
I guess that's true. No, but I mean, Leo was really, really straight with her and was just saying, I'm going to leave here. I'm going to get better. I'm going to leave, and I want you to come with me. Like, that could have been an eye-opening thing for her, like, because she can't leave until she tries to get better.
Yeah. And her dad is coming next week.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
So
we've saw like the teeny tiniest bit of her backstory, like just a little in the first few episodes, a confrontation between her and Ciara. So I would really like to see her family come in, because she had talked about how close they were, but they're not visiting. So hopefully we get to see a little bit and get to see why she's like this. You know, I'm excited to see more of her backstory.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, so before we get into predictions, like us on iTunes. You can download us, give us 5 stars, double 5 stars.
Yes.
Please.
Wait, but before, again, we get into predictions, we need to talk about Dash.
Oh, yes.
Collapsing and then going into limbo?
Seriously. Okay, so Dash, the whole time, I knew it was coming. Like, I knew. They foreshadowed it the entire time. They're running. He's coughing the whole time.
He missed his appointment in the morning.
He missed his appointment. He slept through it. So he's coughing the whole time. You kind of knew it was going to happen. McAndrews and, just McAndrews is yelling at all of them for sneaking into surgery. Again, yes, they did something wrong.
Yes.
And he just collapses on the floor and blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Not
it was
fun.
really gross.
It was really, really gross.
So sad at the same time because we didn't know what was going to happen to him.
Yeah, Dash really hasn't. I mean, he's, like I said, he's one of those floating characters, but we really haven't gotten into his backstory either. So, I mean,
we need to.
Yeah, we seriously need to. No, but I mean, it's nice to, not nice that he like collapsed, but like he's hurting too. He has his own problems just like everybody else has, and so I think it was really, not that it was good that he collapsed, but it really was an eye-opener to McAndrews to say, oh, Nurse Jackson is really needed at this hospital. Like, she cares the most about these kids, and she's the reason that they're getting better. It was a big eye-opener. So her suspension was lifted.
Thankfully.
Lifted.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. She did a wrong thing. Yeah. But I really think her heart was in the right place. It wasn't like she was doing it to be malicious or anything. She was doing it because she loves these kids and just wants to see them get better. They're almost like her own adopted kids. Just like when her niece was in trouble and needed her. Yeah. She's there for those kids too. So I am so happy that her suspension lasted a whole day. Same. and it's done. It's done. So she is back. Yes. We can't talk about predictions yet because, well, can we?
No, well, we still need to talk about what happened in Limbo.
I know. I didn't know if that was like predictions or if that, because we showed that afterwards. Cause
that's true.
So every character, when they go through when they are under medically, they meet Charlie. Ciara did it. Leo did it. Geordi did it. Yeah. And now Dash, he's just Charlie.
Not gonna lie though, when that part happened, I was like, okay. 2 things can happen here.
Yep, me too.
Either Charlie passed away, or he woke up.
Or he woke up.
And he woke up.
We saw just like the last little bit before they cut to those credits was just like Nurse Jackson coming in and his eyes open, and that's all we saw.
Honestly, it looked kind of creepy.
Yeah, though. Right? It was creepy.
I was like, what is going on here? But he couldn't talk or anything.
No, we saw that in the previews.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, so the previews had showed us that he's awake but he can't move, which it's still an improvement.
Yeah.
It's a really, really good sign.
A huge improvement.
Would that not be like the scariest thing? Because when you're unconscious, you're in dreamland or whatever, but to like see people and hear them and be conscious and not be able to move or talk, wouldn't that be like the most frightening thing?
It would be.
Yeah.
But I'm like, now you're making me wonder if you can blink. Because, you know, your eyes dry out if you don't blink. So
someone's going to have to be there with, like, eye drops the whole time.
Probably.
No, but this is an improvement for him.
Is.
And we get introduced to a brand new character next week, the doctor, the fancy doctor that Nurse Jackson had pushed for. And what was the fiance's name? The old fiance? I forget. Mandy Moore's name?
Oh, Dr. Grace.
Dr. Grace. Dr. Grace and Nurse Jackson had pushed for this really fancy doctor. So he's coming in to try to figure this out. I'm excited because, I mean, two hot doctors are going to be battling together. We saw that in the previews.
Oh my God.
Ego against ego. And he's got, the new doctor kind of seemed like a really free spirit. He had like a necklace and he was not wearing like traditional like scrubs or anything. He was in like this, like kind of like Doctors Without Borders, like attire. So he seems like really free-spirited, where Mick Andrews is like perfect hair, bow tie, coffee in one hand, glasses, ever so slightly tilted. Like, yeah, I'm excited to see this dynamic.
Same here. So should we go into some predictions?
Okay, now we can go to the predictions.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
All right, you can kick us off.
Well, I predict that since Charlie has woken up, his parents will be back.
Oh, yes.
They will definitely be back, but I don't know how they would play a role in this.
It's difficult because obviously, like, there are signs of him getting better, which is wonderful. I mean, after many, many, many weeks of nothing, to have even the slightest glimmer of hope would be amazing. But the last time we saw them, there was a lot of tension.
There was.
So I feel like there may be some, like, how to move on with his care, kind of, you know, because mom and dad don't get along at all. So
True.
But yeah, I definitely think you're right. Charlie's parents will be back.
Yes. And I also think that something will develop between Ciara and Hunter.
That is a given.
I mean, it could happen next episode, or it could happen a couple weeks from now. I mean, you don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, also in the previews, we do get a little more about Hunter's story because he was talking about his sister was there.
Yeah.
His sister, and his sister wants to donate a liver, and he's just all like, in a very dramatic form, I can't let my sister give me a liver.
Yeah.
He's
very dramatic.
More dramatic.
Yeah.
More drama with Hunter for sure. But yeah, so definitely I feel like there's going to be something, maybe like a life and death situation for him. He just has to have one last conquest. Ciara.
So soon though? Like a life and death situation.
But you know,
so soon.
But is he going to be a series regular? Like, is he sticking around, or is he one of those like move-in characters, move-out characters?
Oh, I don't know.
See, I don't know. They might have to do this real fast.
You're right. They might. I mean, I don't know. I checked on IMDb, but I forgot to see how many episodes he was in, so I can't tell you.
Okay, here's a horrible prediction. If he is one of those in-out characters, because obviously, like, these are life and death situations we're dealing with these kids, they can't just kill off one of the main characters right away.
They shouldn't.
But can they kill Hunter?
I don't know.
Because these kids, like, I don't know. I think Hunter's going to die. That's my prediction.
Okay. All right, we'll see if you're right.
I hope not, because really, honestly, I like him on the show. He is good to look at. He is a good dynamic for Ciara.
He is.
He's very dramatic. He adds, you know, Leo and Emma and all them, they have their, like, funny moments, but he brings the straight-on drama.
Yeah. And he's very straightforward, too.
Very.
So.
And he's good to look at.
Okay, yeah.
I love when Francisco's on there because, you know, they do look, I didn't notice it until you pointed it out, but they do look a lot alike.
When he first came on, like, the episode last week, I, like, looked at him and was like, there's someone in this room looks like him.
And it's not me.
Sitting
and
right
it's
next to him. So, yeah.
Yeah. I like Hunter. I hope nothing happens to him. I hope he's a series regular. Like I said, I really like that they're bringing in other characters for us to get to know. All right, my predictions. I'd already said that the two doctors are going to just go at it. I think Nurse Jackson is really, really, really going to have to play like the voice of reason for a lot of different parties. Yeah. Like the Mick Andrews and the new doctor, and then Charlie's parents, there's going to be a lot of conflict, and I feel like she's really going to have to be the voice for Charlie because obviously he can't talk.
Yeah.
And really, really, egos aside and separated marriages aside, like Charlie just needs the best care possible, and I think Nurse Jackson is the most unbiased person. She just wants him to get better, so she's going to have to step up and play that role.
Yeah. What a crazy first day back, though, right?
Seriously. If anybody can handle it, though, it's Nurse Jackson.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm still predicting that McAndrews and Brittany, like, she is totally into him. Totally.
I don't know if I want that to happen
What?
or not. I don't know.
Why not?
Mandy Moore. Because of Mandy Moore.
Yeah, well, Mandy Moore. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Is she coming back? I think she's coming back.
She's coming back for the next episode.
Oh, is she? Well,
Yeah.
I would like them together too, but I think that in the long run, it's going to be Brittany.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not going to be Nurse Jackson.
No. Definitely not.
They had a little moment and we're like, oh no, please don't. No.
I think it was
no,
just
no.
a fun moment.
It was just that moment. They're friends. They're really good friends.
Yeah.
So, all right, predictions done. All right, tell us where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at _MichelleFee.
And you can find me on Twitter at Heather_Cruz and at countrycrossover.com. I can't wait for next week's episode.
Me neither.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.